Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. Winter is just around the corner. I think they're calling for 1 to 3 inches of snow 5 days from today. It's pretty nice out right now, but the snow is coming and we are behind schedule on getting a very important maintenance item done to all the vehicles. If you live in a state where you get a lot of snow and they use some kind of salt or brine solution to treat your roads, you know how damaging that can be to the undercarriage of your vehicle. And today we're going to protect our investments by going and getting them undercoated to protect the frames from rotting out from rust. Now, one thing I like to do before going and getting a vehicle undercoated is go through a car wash that has an undercarriage sprayer on it, and that's what we're doing right now. If I flip you around, we are in the middle of the car wash. Normally I like to wash my own vehicles, but when it comes to washing the underside of the vehicle, I typically go through a car wash. All right, so we're all loaded up. We got the deck over trailer, we've got an SUV on the back, and the Super Duty. We're taking all three of them up to a buddy of mine's, Elliot from Everything Elliot. He's got a YouTube channel. He does about 100 vehicles a year of undercoating, and this is a very DIY project. I could do this myself. I could buy the wool wax, the spray gun, and get a creeper cart and be underneath all the vehicles undercoating them myself, but that just sounds miserable. I was actually looking into getting a lift to be able to do this myself at home every year or every other year. And if you know somebody who's already set up with a 2-post lift or a 4-post lift, it's just so much easier just to take it to them than investing all that equipment just to be able to undercoat your own vehicle. So luckily I've got a buddy who has a lift. We're gonna go up there, support his business, and get all three vehicles undercoated. Now, that RAV that I've loaded up on the deck over trailer, that is not my wife's vehicle. That is actually my daily driver. It used to be my wife's vehicle. It is a 2013 Toyota RAV4 with 170,000 miles on it. And probably 2 years ago, we actually got her a new car. And when I went to go, I had full intentions of trading that RAV in and buying her a new car, you know, doing the normal procedure. And I knew what my numbers were going into it. I think at the time that RAV4 was worth probably $8,000 trade-in value. And when I went to the dealer to go trade it in, they were only going to give me $5,000. And I said, for $5,000, I'll keep it. I'll use it as a daily driver and I'll keep miles off my truck. So that's what I did. You know, I feel like you go your whole life with people trying to scam you out of $500 there, $1,000 there, $2,000 there. And in that situation, the car dealer was trying to scam us out of, you know, $3,000. And if you go in and you don't know any better, they'll be happy to take your car that's worth $8,000, sell it for $11,000, and only pay you $5,000 for it. Instead of making $3,000 on your car, they're gonna double their money. They're gonna make $6,000. So that is the reason why I do the majority of my driving in a 12-year-old vehicle with 170,000 miles. The transportation cost just doesn't get any cheaper than that. And we've had that vehicle since it was new, so we know any issues that we have with it. If you were to go buy something like that, you're taking kind of a gamble. But yeah, just to keep the miles off the truck whenever I gotta make, you know, short little errands, it's my little grocery getter. No sense in driving the 6.7 Power Stroke to go get a fuse from Harbor Freight. But as far as why I'm taking that one up to get undercoated instead of my wife's vehicle, because I plan on driving the Super Duty and the RAV until they're dead, until they're worthless. I'm kind of curious to see how many miles I can get out of that RAV. I mean, that's the whole reason you buy a Toyota, right? Is to put 250,000 miles on it, or 350 or 500,000 miles on it. I'm kind of curious to see how many miles we will get out of it. But yeah, the car that she has now, we got her a 2021 Hyundai Palisade, which I think that'll also be a good car. But I don't think we'll probably keep that until it's dead. I think her vehicle will probably trade in every 4 or 5 years like most people do. But yeah, the Super Duty and that RAV, I don't see any reason to get rid of either one of them anytime soon. All right, so we made it up here to Elliot's shop. We got the RAV in, the trailer, and the truck because we had a little bit of inclement weather. It was dry as a bone on the way up here. We've been planning this for like 3 or 4 weeks. It's been dry.
It hasn't rained all summer.
I know. And then
we picked the one day that we got a monsoon.
And it didn't even rain until I was halfway up here.
Right.
And if you know anything about undercoating, you don't want to apply undercoating to wet metal. You want to apply it to dry metal. So we got a little bit of time to kill here before we can get to undercoating. All right, so after a handful of beverages, everything seems to have dried off pretty nicely. We still got a little bit of water spots left on here, but for the most part, everything's dry. Any residual we can blow off from the undercarriage with a leaf blower. But so one of the challenges we got to face here is using a 2-post lift for a 25-foot trailer.
Something I've done many times before, so it's not super challenging. You just kind of have to find that sweet spot. You need to find that balance point. We've got the trailer to where I think it needs to be right now, but that being said, I might be way wrong. Though, you know, those ramps in the back might weigh more than I think they do, or this tongue up front might weigh more than I think it does. So what we need to do, I've got the arms all extended. This is a bend pack, 10,000 pound 2-post lift. Arms are extended and ready to grab onto the side of the trailer, and we're gonna lift it maybe 6-8 inches off the ground and see what it looks like. So we want to see this thing lift up nice and evenly. If we see the back is lifting way up in the air, but these stands are still on the ground here, obviously we need to do some adjusting. So a little bit of trial and error, but I think we're at a pretty good starting point.
And then once we get it up in the air too, come up here and give the tongue a little wiggle, make sure it's not moving around a whole lot and it's nice and stable.
Ready?
Yep.
We're there, baby. Yeah, so that's exactly where we want to be. Yeah.
Give it a little shake, make sure it seems...
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it feels nice and solid.
Yeah, we're not, I mean, even with this trailer on here, even though it seems super big, we're not even halfway to the capacity of this lift. So this is lightweight for this lift.
And this is why I wanted to come up here to Elliot's, because he's got this lift and spraying standing upright with your back straight. You're not rolling around in a creeper cart on the ground trying to spray upside down.
I've done it before. That's a pretty miserable experience.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot better, I think.
Yep.
So I just bought this trailer in the spring. I have never had it on the roads where there's been salt, so this is the perfect time to do it. If you've got equipment or a new vehicle or something like that, the best time to undercoat it is before it's seen salt.
That's the truth. Absolutely, that's the truth. And Adam, I gotta say, things are nice and dry down here.
Good.
A little bit of leaves. We got some leaves here, but...
It's that time of year.
Yeah, it's nice and dry. I mean, a couple wet spots here and there, but nothing that we can't fix with a little air, a little compressed air.
Yep.
How nice is it walking under here?
Yeah.
Is this better than rolling around on your driveway?
Yeah. I wasn't looking forward. I knew I wanted to get it undercoated. I was not looking forward to the process, and this makes it way better. Now, as far as the post lift goes, it's got lockouts on it, so...
Yeah, so those click-clacks you heard on the way up, those are essentially like wedges on the inside of this lift, that when the arms are going up, it hits that wedge. So if something happens with the hydraulics on this, the hydraulics give out, it's just going to fall to that wedge.
It's going to be mechanically locked in.
Correct. And if you saw me, if you were paying attention, I actually set it down. So currently this is sitting on those wedges. So this is mechanically locked right now, and I'm not relying on hydraulics to hold this up in the air.
Perfect. How long do you think it'll take to undercoat this?
You doing it or me doing it?
Well, all right, let's, from a DIYer's perspective, how long would it take a first timer?
This will probably take you, at minimum, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if Adam told you guys, but I do hundreds of vehicles per year. And so this would probably take me like maybe 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. And that's, you know, the name of your YouTube channel is Everything Elliot, because you do tractor work, dirt work, welding and fabricating, undercoating on vehicles, mechanical repairs. You do pretty much everything.
We do everything here.
Yeah. So today's video is sponsored by Sundays for Dogs. This is our dog Sadie. She is a 7-year-old black coonhound. Sundays is a meat and plant-based dog food with zero synthetics and fillers. Basically, you're more likely to find the ingredients to Sundays in your kitchen cupboard or pantry than your high school chemistry class. Actually, if we look at the side of the box here, it tells you 83% chicken muscle and organs, 7% fruits and vegetables, 10% seeds and grains, 0% fillers and synthetics. Now, like I said before, Sadie is 7 years old, which would put her at, 49 in dog years. And we've definitely noticed a little bit of loss of pep in her step. If you can see, Sadie, come here. She's a little gray in the muzzle. She's getting up there in age. And since we've had her on Sundays for the last 6 months or so, we've seen a little resurgence in her energy levels. Every once in a while, I'll look out the window and I'll see her just sprinting across the yard with a dog toy in her mouth. We haven't seen her do that since she was a puppy. And every once in a while in the evenings, she'll get a case of the puppy zoomies and just start running around the house acting like a crazy dog again, which is what you want to see. You want to see your dog staying young and acting young. Now, none of that matters if your dog doesn't like it. You can be feeding them the healthiest stuff in the world that'll make them live to 30 years old, but if you can't get them to eat it, what does it matter? Well, I'm going to show you right now. This is the bag that it comes in, a Ziploc bag. I'm going to fill up her bowl here. And by the way, this is what it looks like. It looks like beef jerky because it's made like beef jerky. It is air dried, and we'll put it right down here on the ground and show you just how she likes it. Right now, Sundays is running a 50% off sale for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Click the link in the description below to get 50% off your first order of Sundays for Dogs. So I have paid to have my vehicles undercoated before with either used motor oil or a dissolution of motor oil and diesel is what some people will use. You use something different. You actually told me to go out and buy the 5-gallon jug and then we could come up here and do it. And what product do you recommend for undercoating?
So I use wool wax, which is basically like a lanolin wax, which if you don't know what lanolin is, it's essentially the wax that comes off of sheep's wool. Did you know that?
I didn't.
There you go.
I did a little research on it and it seems like the wool's wax, it's much thicker product and it actually sticks and adheres to the metal instead of dripping off, because if you get the motor oil coating on the bottom, your car will be dripping used motor oil for days.
Correct.
On your garage floor, on your driveway, whereas this seems like it actually sticks to it. It almost looks like a grease.
Yep.
From what I've seen.
I usually tell people it's like petroleum jelly.
Yeah.
That's like the closest thing I can really get to. And there's two major products in the lanolin family. There's wool wax and then there's fluid film. And the reason that I pick wool wax over fluid film is fluid film stinks. It smells really bad. Yeah. Wool wax has an odor to it, but it's not displeasurable. It's not terrible. You can actually, you can stand it. If you spray wool wax in here, it's going to smell in here for like a month.
Fluid film.
Fluid film. I'm sorry. Caught that. Yeah. Fluid film. Glad you caught that.
And by the way, I went out and I bought a 5-gallon jug of the wool wax. It was like $240, I think, for a 5-gallon jug of it. But the other thing is they say, depending on the usage, that it should be good for 2 or 3 seasons, right?
So normally what I do is if somebody brings me a brand new vehicle like this, I'll spray it for the first 2 years. And then after that, we do it as needed. Yeah. So usually maybe even every 3-4 years, it needs to get done. You just lay it on heavy those first 2 years, and usually it's not a problem afterwards.
Yeah. And you'll have more in the wheel wells and stuff where it might wear off faster than the undercarriage.
It does. And then the front side of your front differential and stuff, the stuff that's taking the beating all the time from the weather, that'll wear off faster. But, your inner components, they really doesn't go anywhere. And you can go through the car wash, you can do all that stuff, and it's a non-issue.
Yeah. Now, the other thing is, this is the main reason why I buy Ford trucks is because of the aluminum body. So for this vehicle here, we're pretty much just going to be doing the framework and the suspension and any metal parts. We're not going to be...
Well, aluminum is metal.
Well, okay. You know what I mean, right? The parts that would rust. Aluminum would oxidize, not rust. And normally if you go to an undercoater, they would, or if you had a Chevy or a Dodge or something like that, they would drill holes in all your door wells and your rocker panels and all that, and coat the inside of your hood, the inside of your tailgate. We're not doing any of that with this truck. We're literally just going to be doing the frame and any parts that could rust in the undercarriage.
So he says that, but I will tell you that when these trucks do come in, I spray the entire thing.
Do you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because why not? What's it going to hurt?
I guess I've seen other people that they get undercoated again with the motor oil. They can't keep their trucks clean because it's constantly, every time you wash it or something, you get some motor oil that leaks out from somewhere.
Yeah.
But I guess with the wool wax, you really wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Elliot is going to show me how to do this, and I'm going to do my best to undercoat this. Like I said at the beginning, this is a DIY project, but certainly having a shop here with a 2-post lift is going to
make a big difference.
Yeah.
So I gave Adam a basic rundown of what to do, and he is doing it over there. He's got the gun going, and we're running about 90 PSI. We've got the wool wax heated to about 150 degrees because it just sprays better when it's hot, and he's just getting after it. The problem with filming undercoating is everything under here is just dark. You can see he's got a headlight on. He's doing a good job spraying it. Nice mist. And this is kind of where I gave him that little detailed how-to. And he's got a respirator on. So nothing you can really do to talk. I've got the doors cracked so Tucker and I can get some fresh air in here. It is pretty windy outside, about 50-mile-an-hour winds, so the air is blowing in that back door, blowing out these doors, and we are getting plenty of fresh air. If you are going to be doing this in an enclosed area, I would recommend you wear a respirator like he does. So we're going to set you guys up on a time lapse, and you guys are going to watch Adam run around under this trailer.
All right, so I just got done undercoating the trailer here. My first impressions are it's easy. You're basically just spray painting that wool wax on the bottom, but it's time consuming. It's a messy job. This could be on Mike Rowe's dirty jobs, right?
Yeah, I guess it could, yep.
It's a shoulder workout. I mean, yes, it's nice having it up on the lift, but you are spraying up overhead the whole time. Sure beats the heck out of crawling around on the ground and doing it. But yeah, in my opinion, this is worth having somebody to do it. You can do it yourself, but if you don't have the equipment, just take it to somebody and have them do it.
And that's kind of where I disagree with you, is it's worth my time to do it myself, but I'm also set up for it.
Yeah.
I've got the lift, I've got the compressor, I do it, so.
If I was going to do this, I mean, I would have had to have gotten I would have had to have gotten a new air compressor, because I've just got a little 2.5-gallon pancake air compressor, and you could do it with that, but it would just constantly be running in the background. And
yep. Yeah, I mean, I do on average, like 125 to 150 vehicles per year, so it's nothing for me, but yeah, you did a good job for your first time. I mean, it's nice and glossy, so if you guys can see that there, that is wet wool wax, and you're going to know this is dry when it turns matte. So when it gets to a matte color, that's when you know that it's going to be, dry and there's going to be no issues with it. Right now, you've got no problem. You can do whatever you want to it. You can drive it through the rain, not a big deal. Nothing's going to happen to it. The only thing that I tell people is when it's still glossy like this, keep it out of the car wash. The detergents and stuff in the car wash will wash this away when it's wet. Once it's dry, you can take it through the car wash without issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, Adam did a good job for a first time. I mean, I know I came through here and I checked a bunch of things. You guys might have saw that on the time lapse. I was checking things, telling him where to spray, where he missed spots.
Pointing some spots that I missed, yeah.
But he did a good job. I don't have any complaints. And the other thing that I get complaints from people a lot is, oh, hey, look at this little inch by inch centimeter or spot that you missed, you know, and I tell people all the time, I go, well, listen, I don't have a giant in-ground pool that I'm dipping your vehicle into and it's going to get every single square inch. It's just never going to happen. Nobody's perfect like that. So from what I see, he's got 99% of it covered. If he missed a spot here or there, we're all human. Nobody's perfect. So before we were rudely interrupted by the air compressor there, Adam did a great job. I've got no complaints here. He should be happy with the work he did, and it should be protected from the salt.
That is the one nice thing I will say about doing it yourself is you know the quality. You
have control over it.
Yeah, you know the quality of the job you did.
Yeah.
And I will say this, you know, I was very overly optimistic about how quick this was going to go when I did this back section up to the axles, because I did this section in like, I want to say 10 minutes. Granted, not all of it. I knew there was going to be some touch-up spots I had to come back and do, but I got the bulk of the majority of the iron back here, and I got up to this section here, and I think I got to about this cross member here, and I was like, man, I got to be getting close to being done. And then I looked, and I was like, I still got a long way to go. It was...
And for reference, we came out here at 6 o'clock, and it is now 7:48. So I said it was going to take about an hour and a half. It did take about an hour and a half because after we turned the cameras off, Adam and I sat here and chit-chatted. But,
yeah,
you know, so about an hour and a half for this trailer.
Yeah. All right, well, I think we're going to go ahead and get this down off the lift, move this out. We're going to move on to the RAV next. And then Elliot was gracious enough. He said he was going to do the truck because he said he wants to make sure the truck is done right. So.
Yeah. So I'll do the truck.
And I'm pretty happy to have him do the truck. So we got the RAV up in the air now, and I wanted to get Elliot's thoughts on this because, like I said before, this is a 2013 with 170,000 miles on it, driven on Pennsylvania roads, and I wanted to see his thoughts on how he's more mechanically inclined than I am. How bad is the rust on the underside of this vehicle?
The vehicle itself looks great. Minor surface rust in a lot of spaces, but honestly, nothing that is concerning at all whatsoever. This is a, 14-year-old vehicle?
12-year-old.
12-year-old vehicle. I've seen vehicles that are 3 years old that are in way worse shape than this one is. This looks really good, and honestly, this is a really good candidate for undercoating because you're going to be able to preserve what you have. If you're at the point where you're starting to get holes in your body and stuff, you know, and things are rusting out where you're getting holes through it, undercoating's not going to help you. You're too far into it. It's gone. The vehicle's gone. Just drive it until it rots out. But something like this...
Still salvageable.
Yeah, if you want to drive this until it literally no longer drives, I think it's worth undercoating. I really do.
All right, so I did the trailer, and that's simple, right? Just cross members of steel and all that stuff. This is a little bit different. You've got a lot more moving parts because it is a motor vehicle. You've got exhaust. You've got other things to look out for. What do I need to look out for when I'm undercoating this one? So
realistically, the only things that you really want to stay away from are your brakes. So it could prevent, stopping. It could slow down your brakes, whatever. You also want to stay away from your exhaust. It's not the end of the world if you hit your exhaust because it'll just burn off. Like, it's really not the end of the world. You can hit your exhaust, not a big deal. I wouldn't sit there and spray it because it is going to burn off. But other than your brakes and your exhaust, literally everything else under here you can coat. It's not going to cause an issue with anything. I would say coat everything. We're going to do your oil pan. We're going to do everything. Probably wouldn't say don't do your oil filter because it make it a little difficult to get it off when you need to do it. But everything else, just go to town.
All right.
You're going to do this one?
Yeah, give it another go.
Okay.
I'm going to rely on you to tell me if I'm spraying in a spot that I shouldn't be. Or...
No, we're going to do the same thing. You're going to go to town, and then I'll come in here at the end and say, hey, you either did really good or, hey, you should probably never do this again.
All right, so Super Duty's up on the lift. How does this one look?
Looks good. Yeah, man, it's just a touch dirty, but
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed with that undercarriage wash I paid for earlier today.
I would be too.
It looks like it didn't do anything.
I wouldn't. You'd probably have been better off just not doing it.
Yeah.
No, truck looks clean, but that's expected. I mean, it's basically brand new.
It's a 2022 with 30,000 miles on it now.
Right. Yeah, no, it looks good. It looks really good. Somebody's undercoated this before.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, whoever had this before you did it. You could see that?
Now, does that look like that's wool wax, or does that look like motor oil?
No, this is probably some form of lanolin. It's probably not motor
It looks
oil.
kind of waxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, somebody's taking care of it. Whoever had it before you took care of it. You can see on the sticker here. There's a good test of it right there. So yeah, somebody's definitely undercoated this before, which is good.
Well, that means that's less we got to do then, right? We're just kind of top coating it then. We're not doing from the ground up.
No, we're definitely gonna spray it. I mean, we're gonna make it nice and greasy. That's what we're gonna do. Oh, you're in good shape there. Look at that, no water in your fuel. That's a good sign too.
Good.
Yep. What's this thing? What do you got here?
Yeah, maybe at some point we do a little weight loss program on the Super Duty.
I think that's a jet engine. I think, you know what? I think I might have one of those. Actually, I don't know. I think that's the same thing right there. All right, let's spray this thing. Let's get it done.
All right. Okay, Super Duty's done. Show us the difference between my job and your job.
My job's better. I just, you know, I've been doing it longer, so I just lay it on thicker. You were doing more of like squirts.
Kind of like I was spray painting it on, whereas you're...
Right. I'm holding the trigger down. Because material's cheap, vehicles are expensive. So I'd rather spend the extra money on material, give the customer a good job, and you can clearly see how much thicker, I mean, there's literally no spot left unsprayed here. So
Right.
you know, it's good. We did a good job. And we ended up deciding not to spray the body, even though I said we were going to, because we discovered that it had been undercoated before. So if you look up, I don't know where you can see the body. Can you see the body in there somewhere?
Yeah.
So this would normally be white, the same color as your truck. But since it's been, you know what? Look right here. Right here. This would be white. But since this has been undercoated before, same as right here, since it's been undercoated,
you can kind of see the difference between the new undercoat and the old undercoat right there.
And there's where I wipe it off. So you can kind of see that.
Yep.
We decided not to do the body because of that. So,
you know, I was saying earlier that normally if there was a bunch of snow on the road or sleet or rain and I knew that there was salt on the roads, I would typically just not drive out on the roads in those conditions. And now kind of gives me free reign to drive out no matter the conditions.
Yeah, you shouldn't be scared to drive this. I mean, this is fully protected now. We did everything. We got everything coated, everything up front. We even did your oil pan here. So everything that is steel is sprayed.
Yep. Perfect. Looks good.
Yeah, it came out really nice.
All right, so I fully realize that if you live in California, Texas, or Florida, you probably clicked off of this video a long time ago, but if you live in the northern states where you get snow on the roads and they treat those roads with salt, I'm a firm believer that this is one of the best things you can do to your vehicle to protect it. If you're like me and you like to drive your vehicles into the ground and you're not trading in every 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cheap. It's literally the cheapest investment that you can make.
Yeah.
And for reference, I don't know if we discussed this. So wool wax, I charge for this size trucks $225 to get what you just saw here. Well, technically I would do the entire bottom of the truck as well. We didn't
Yeah.
here, but $225, get this thing entirely greased up. And if you bring me a new truck, this is what I do. I would tell you, bring me the new truck, we'll spray it 2 years in a row, and then after that, it's as needed. So you're spending $550,
Right.
and that gets you probably 4 to 6 years of rust prevention.
Right, and like I said, it gives you that peace of mind of driving out on those salty roads and not feeling like you're going to be causing all kinds of rot underneath your vehicle.
Right.
Now, like I said, if you're going to be trading in your vehicle every 3 or 4 years,
Or it's a lease.
or it's a lease, who cares? You know, you're not going to have that truck long enough for it to rot out. But if you're planning on keeping your vehicle for a long time, this is something I recommend. So, Elliot, from Everything Elliot, if you're in the
Western New York area, and
West-
you guys want your truck sprayed, drop me an email, everythingelliot716@gmail.com. We'll get you in, we'll get it nice and greased up for you.
And he also has a YouTube channel, Everything Elliot. I would really appreciate it. He helped me out huge with getting all 3 of our vehicles done. Go check out his YouTube channel. He does everything, right?
Yeah.
Excavating, dirt work, welding, fabricating, all that stuff we mentioned at the beginning of the video. It's
Do it all, everything.
Yeah, everything. It's a good
Adam
channel.
doesn't know this, but he's about to give me $1,000 after this video ends. He has no idea yet. I haven't told him that yet, but
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.